Hello, welcome everyone. This is English 3P, and today is Saturday, October the 21st. Welcome everyone. Really nice to see you. Really nice to have everyone on camera. Has my instructions were requested last week. It's really important that you can be seen from here. As you can see me, that I can be able to see you. I know it's going to be a long journey. I know you have been in classes Monday through Friday, and I know Saturdays and Sundays, it's hard. I know it's hard, and I really appreciate your effort, your sacrifice. Everything in life it's not really easy. If you really want to accomplish a goal, I mean, you have to go through a lot of pain, but this is how life is. So really nice to have you back. Let me go to the attendance now. So just give me 1 second. And this is where we are now. So this is all we have been going through since the very beginning of the course. That was week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. And now we are on week number 6. So we are getting close to the end. Not yet. So this is Saturday, October the 21st and October the 22nd. And then we have one more weekend, October. Oh, this is not the 21st. That will be the 28th, I think, right? And 29, if I'm not mistaken. That will be next week. And then this will not be October anymore. This will be November, I think, right? And that will be, I haven't changed that yet. This will be October the 4th and then October 5, right? And that will be November, I'm sorry, November 4th and 5th, right?
Yes.
Yes, Carlita.
Esos días son feriados, igual tenemos clases.
As we were told, teachers, they said that we have classes on the 4th and 5th. The official holiday is just on November the 2nd and November the 3rd, which is, let me see, which is Thursday and Friday. So Thursday,
What day is the exam?
And then the exam. This has information I have up to now. If there's changes, I will let you know. Just give me 1 second. There's Wendy and Gabriela coming in. Yeah, and then the exam will be on November 11th. Okay, so this will be the last week of classes. This will be week number 8, on November 4 and 5, and then on November 11, we will have the final exam. So we're getting close to the end. Let me see, then this is today, right? October 21st, 22nd,
Hi, Miss.
29. Hi, Wendy. And let me see, I have Natalia, Luis, everyone. Hi, Juan. Morning. Okay. So let me see. Let me start calling everyone. Milady.
Present, teacher.
Hi, Milady. Okay. Let me see. Luis Antonio.
Present, Miss. Good morning.
Hi, Luis. Morning. Let me see. Damaris. I know Damaris is here.
Present.
Hi. Okay, Natalia.
Here, good morning.
Hi, Natalia. Good morning. Wendy. I just saw Wendy.
Present.
Hi.
Morning.
Hi, good morning. And that was Wendy, Natalia. Let me see if I am not going into the wrong section. Daniela.
Hi, good morning.
Hi. Hi, Danielita. Okay, there she is. And Jessica. I know Jessica was over there. Hi. Hi, Jessica. I can listen to you now. I can hear you now. Carlita.
Present, Miss.
Okay. And Luis Fernando.
Present, Miss.
Okay. And let me see, Gabby.
Hi, Miss. Good morning.
Hi, Gabby. Okay, Juliana. I think Juliana's not here yet, right? Okay, and let me see, Jocelyn. I think Jocelyn is not either. Okay, Ernesto, I know Ernesto is somewhere.
Present.
Hi, Ernesto. Juan Fernando. I'm sorry.
I'm present.
Hi. Okay, and that was Juan, Wilson, I'm sorry, Wilson. I'm missing Wilson.
Present, Miss.
Hi.
Present.
And that is Juan Fernando and Juan Guillermo. I think I'm missing Guillermo, right? Guillermo. I don't see Guillermo. No, okay, not yet. Okay. So if they come, I will add the attendance. Okay, so today, let me start. I wanted to try something, but I don't know if I will be able to. Let me know if you can see it. Is there any, can you see some questions? Because last time I tried to use the surveys in Zoom, but I couldn't. But I always like to use this new stuff. I always like to try new apps or different features, because if they are there, it's because we can use them, right? And that was my first question for everyone. How are you doing today? Last week, I used another kind of survey app, but this is the one from Zoom. So I wanted to see your reactions. How are you doing today? Are you doing great, good, tired, sad, or maybe you're just fine? Okay. So I'm glad to know that most of you are doing great, and then some have not answered yet. Good, thank you. I think, can you see the questions? I don't know how they are displayed into your screens, but I can see them. Nobody's sad, that's good. No one is sad. That's good to know. Okay, and some of you are just good. Okay, thank you. Thanks for those answers. Let me see, Juliana's coming in. Now,
Teacher, I can see any question.
really?
Read.
How do you see the questions? I just click on votaciones, and then I'm able, Daniela, how do you see the questions in the chat? How are they displayed?
It's like a window,
Oh,
an extra window.
it's like an additional window. And where is
Yes.
it? Is it like all the way in, it's on the upper side of the screen or downside, or maybe on the sides?
In the center?
Oh, it's right in the center. Oh, okay. Because I see it in the center, just in center of my screen, I can see all the questions. But I was the one who typed the questions. When did you see it?
O sea, veo como un gráfico estadístico, pero no veo ninguna pregunta. No puedo visualizar más que eso.
Oh. How did you answer the questions, Daniela? Is there an option where you can click on one of the options?
Yes, Tienen que seleccionar y ahí le sale just one
para
question.
enviar. Okay. Okay. So maybe you can try again. So there's an option to, add your answer, like click on the answer. But don't worry, that was just my, I wanted to see how are you doing. Sometimes I cannot ask everyone, so I find that this might be a good option. Okay, so most of you, let me share my results. Okay. And these are my answers. Most of you are doing good. Then some of doing great. One is tired, and then most of you are just okay. So that's good. We have a new president, so there's a lot going on this week. Last week we didn't have classes on Sunday because of Elections Day, but today we're back. We are back to the regular schedule. Okay. Now let me show you what we are doing today. and this is Moodle, right? I was trying to contact some of you just by sending a message because I was checking Alticia, and I realized that some of you still have a lot to practice, right? So I have to check that every week has, at the end of the course, it should be done entirely. So you should be able to complete the whole 58 lessons by the end of the course. And I know it takes time, but by now you should have at least completed 50% of the whole platform. Most of you have done much more than 50%, which is good. Most of you have already finished the platform. Some of you, not all of you, but that's a reminder that I have to do every week, since it's very important for you to finish that, since it has 20% of the final average. So this is what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna go through, these are all the units, right? All the contents. And this is whatever we have already finished: 1A, B, C, 2A, 2B, 2C, 3A, 3B, 3C. And then we started 4A last week on Saturday. Then today, we will try to work really, really hard so we can finish 4B and 4C. And then this is my objectives. We will try to finish B and C, and if possible, we should start 5. And then next week we have to still go through 5, and there's still 6. There's still 5, and then unit 6, which has to be covered within the 2 upcoming weeks, right? And that will be the end of the course, okay? On the last session, I'm trying to have some time so we can do like a review about everything. And there's also going to be a final speaking evaluation. And I'm expecting to do that on the last day, the last session day. So we can have the oral exam section done before the written exam. It's not gonna be written, but the computer exam, right, which is happening on November 11th. And then we will have all the activities. That's the main goal at the end. But the main goal is that you could learn something else, right? That's why I'm always, every week, I'm doing my own class material. And this is the one I have prepared for you. And I'll show you now. So this is going to be my slides for weekend number 6, okay? I will share this, the access to these slides now. They already have the access for you to type and to work on this digital notebook or digital book. And I will share that in the chat right now. It has already been uploaded in Moodle. At the end of 4B, at the end of unit 4B, you will find this access to the slides. But so anyway, I'm always sharing this through the chat in Zoom, which is easy to access, right? And easy to be seen. So this will be our class activities for today and tomorrow, okay? Which is weekend number 6. Again, trying to explain this every week, so everything is clear. Everything has been said in here and it's been recorded, thank God. So this is for you, and this is all these activities are taken from the book again, and all these exercises, all these practices are posted in Moodle as a quiz. So, but once we have practice on the slides, then we go back to Moodle and then we work them as quizzes. And then they will have a grade. And that grade will be an evidence that you were working within the session now. And then at the end of the course, that will also have a grade, okay? So everything will be graded. Your participation, your class work, your little projects. Today we're doing, I'm expecting to do one video within the session, not outside the session. I'm not gonna ask you to do it as an assignment, but I wanted to do it in here. I'll give you some time so you can record, But before we have to finish unit number 4A, I think. And that was the last section on unit 4A. We were missing this pronunciation and speaking activity. The audio is not added in the slide right now, but this is what we have to try to listen. And then according to the sounds, we have to place the words in one of the two columns. So there's one for Jack and another one for Jazz. There's different sounds, but I will share the audio with you so we can place the words into the right sounds. And these are the words: just, yet, jumper, yellow, change, teenager, new, uniform, year, student, enjoy, beautiful, jacket, young, bridge, and argue. Okay, I'm not gonna ask you to just guess the sounds. I am going to share with you the audio, okay? So in order for you to listen to the audio, we have to go back to Moodle, okay? So let me see, just give me one.
Miss, le
Yes.
mandé un mensaje
I'm
para que
sorry.
me ayude con la asistencia, porfa, que ya entré hace
Juliana,
un
right?
rato.
Ah,
Sí,
okay,
Juliana.
Juliana. No worries. I'll do it right now.
Gracias, Miss.
Right now. Okay. You got it. Okay, let me show you now Moodle again. Okay, so this is where we are, right? That was unit 4A, but that was the end of unit 4A. On unit 4A, we talk about teenagers. We talk about some activities usually teenagers do or don't want to do. And then we went through some new words related to activities done at home, right? And then we talk about the present perfect. And very important on present perfect to remember that the verbs are not written as they are written in past or present tenses. They're written differently. I think I shared the list of verbs with you too, so you can review them, read them. And then this is what we were still missing, is this one. That was activity 4B. Put the words in the right column, listen and check, then listen and repeat the words. So this is the one. Let me see. Okay. So this is the audio, and it's the same two columns, but I'm gonna share with you the audio so you can listen, and then we can place the words in the right side.
2.20. Yacht. Yet.
Mhm.
Yellow. New. Uniform. Year.
Mhm.
Student. Beautiful. Young. Argue.
Jazz, just, jumper, change, teenager, enjoy, jacket, bridge.
Okay, those are the words. Now, on the quiz, they didn't share the audio. That's why I went to the questions itself. And then this is how the quiz looks like. These are the words. Oh no, the audio is in here, so it's even better. So I'll play the audio again. So from the words you just listen. Which words go into the y sound or the y sound? They might sound really similar, and they seem similar, but they are not really the same. And these are the words. So we have yet, new, yellow, jumper, argue, just, uniform, year, teenager, young, beautiful, enjoy, student, jacket, change, or bridge. So let's listen again, and then as we listen, let's try to drag the words into the right sounds. Okay?
2.20. Yacht.
yacht. It's not yacht as we could say in Spanish, right? This sound is actually, you actually don't pronounce it as a ch, like we usually do in Spanish, right? It's just like this,
2.20. Yacht.
yacht. And then this is the sound,
Yet.
yet. So where is yet? So yet should go in here, right? So as we listen, we'll try to identify the same sound within the words, and then we're gonna drag it in here.
Miss, this
Yeah.
is the number of activity.
Oh, this is activity 4B.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So let me go back again. Okay.
Yet.
Yet is the same sound, so it has exactly the same sound.
Teacher, the first word
Uh-huh.
it's not jump. It's not jump.
Jump. Let's keep listening, okay? Because there's still, that was just the first one. So let's keep listening, and then as we listen, we are going to just drag the word. Okay, let me play it again. Don't worry.
Yacht.
That's the one in here, right?
Yet.
Yet, so that's the first one. Yet has exactly the same sound.
Yellow.
Yellow, right? Okay.
New.
New, where is new? So if it's yellow was here, right? Where is it? Yellow, yellow. Okay, there you go. And then was new. Okay.
Uniform.
Uniform is not uniform, as we could say in Spanish, right? It's uniform. So that one is here.
Year.
Year,
Student.
student,
Beautiful.
where is
Young. Argue.
jazz,
Okay, let's finish the one with the first sound. Let me go back again.
jazz,
Beautiful.
What is it? Beautiful. Beautiful was here, so we should just drag the word into the sound. Oh, it takes time. I think the last word was student, and then beautiful, and then
Young.
young. So where is it? Young. Go.
Miss, is it not alphabet order, no?
Not this time.
No,
No. No.
okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Argue.
Argue. So where is it? Argue, and then we drag the word argue in here. You have to be patient and try to make it like all the way at the end. And then we have the other words.
jazz,
Jazz,
just,
just. So it has the same sound, just. So then we look for just,
jumper,
jumper,
change, teenager, enjoy, jacket,
change,
bridge,
teenager, enjoy. And then it was jacket, I think. Jacket, jacket, jacket. There you go. And then the last one was, I think it was bridge, right? Let me see. Let me go a little bit back.
boy, jacket,
Jacket. And then the last one was
bridge,
bridge. And then we have all the sounds, all the words into the right column according to the sounds. Now you try it. See, go back. I don't know why it always comes in Spanish, and then I have to change it in English again. Okay, I think some people tried this last week, but anyway, we were having time to do it today. So try to do it on your own. I know you can, if you go into your Access in Moodle, you can still listen to every word again, And then as you listen, you try to identify the sounds and then organize the words into the right, according to the sound. Okay, so I'll give you time for you to do it now. And then we go back to the next practice. I play it again, just in case, if you need it.
2.20.
Yacht. Yet.
Mhm.
Yellow. New. Uniform. Year. Student. Beautiful. Young. Argue.
Mhm.
Jazz. Just. Jumper. Change. Teenager. Enjoy. Jacket. Bridge.
Okay. So let me see if we can move on. Let's see. Okay, most of you. Good. Now, let me show you something else.
Miss, ¿me puede hacer otra oportunidad?
Oh, of course, of course.
Yes.
Let me see. Who is it? Let me see. Who's-
Daniela.
Okay, Danny. Just give me 1 second. Danny. Okay. Okay, you can try again. Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, talking about teenagers, going back into my slides. We were saying last week that it's not easy to handle teenagers, right? Because of their behavior, because when they are teenagers, we are teenagers because we were teenagers some time ago, right? Maybe I was a teenager longer ago than you, obviously, but it's not easy, right? And they're always being criticized for not helping, for being reluctant to do, to help at home, to help their parents. But it's not usually, has everything in life, we cannot say that it applies to everyone, right? Because there's some teenagers who do actually help their siblings, sisters, brothers. Some of them, they take care of grannies, grandfathers. If you have someone who really needs help at home, such as a relative or moms or dads, they might sometimes help. So we cannot think that all teenagers misbehave and they don't want to help, right? But usually the reputation is bad, right? But I want you to listen to these teenagers. As I said, not everybody can be judged in the same way, right? So we should think that not everyone will behave the same either. So we're gonna listen to a radio program about teenage careers. And these are the questions that we will try to answer at the end. But before we try to answer to questions, we have to listen to the audio, okay? I added the audio file. Let me see, I don't know if I have it. It's not on Moodle. I had to look for the audio on the web from the book material. Let me see, I think I got it. It's not actually Moodle, but I think it was really useful to listen to the conversation, right? So just give me 1 second. Okay. I got it.
2.23.
Okay. Let me share the audio with you. This is the audio file. Okay, so let's listen first and then we'll try to answer the questions.
I'd like to welcome to the programme two of these teenagers, Alice and Daniel, who are 17 years old and who both look after members of their family. Hello, Alice. Hello, Daniel.
Hi,
Hi.
Who do you look after?
I look after my mum. She has ME. It's an illness which means that she feels tired all the time and she can't walk very well. And I also look after my younger brother and sister. He's 6 and she's 4.
I look after my mum too. She had a bad car accident 7 years ago and she can't walk. I also look after my little sister.
You both do a lot of housework. What exactly do you do?
On a normal day, I get up early and I clean the house and I do the ironing. After school, I sometimes take my mum to the shops in her wheelchair. In the evening, my dad makes the dinner. I'm not very good at cooking, but I make sure my brother and sister eat their dinner and then I put them to bed.
My day's quite similar. I clean the house and iron, but I also do the cooking and the shopping. My dad left home 4 years ago, so we're on our own. I take my sister to school and make sure that my mum is okay. I need to give her massages every evening.
How do you feel about the way you live?
I don't really mind looking after my mum. She's ill and she needs my help. But sometimes I feel a bit sad when I can't go out because there are things to do in the house. And I sometimes get angry with my school friends. They don't really understand the problems I have at home. All they think about are clothes, boys, and going out.
I enjoy what I do because I'm helping my mum and I'm helping my sister at the same time. Of course, it's true that I can't go out much because I need to spend most of my time at home. I sometimes go out with my friends, but I don't like leaving my mum on her own. I always make sure that I have my mobile. If my mum needs anything, she calls me and I go back home. It's not a problem for me. It's just part of my life.
You're both doing a great job. Thanks very much for coming on the programme.
Okay, so there's 2 teenagers, right? What are their names? Do you remember their names? Could you grab their names? Maybe. Can you write it down in the chat? I think there's a boy and a girl, right? So there's 2 teenagers, actually. And what do they do for their families? Do they help them? And how do they help them? Can you type it in the chat, please? Because they're not the usual teenagers, right? The ones who just stay at home, maybe just playing video games or just typing on their phones or just going out. They have other responsibilities besides being just a teenager, right? What do they do for their families? Did you grab that information?
Cleaning, cooking the house, go to shopping.
Some of them, they do shopping, they have to clean the house, but especially they do something for their family members. What did they do for them?
I remember the boy, his father, get out, se fue.
Yeah, he left. He said, my father left, so it's only him and his mother, right? So it's only the 2 of them. So, and what happened with his mother? Something happened to her that now he has to help her. And he explained that. These are the questions. So one of them looks after their mother. Look after is to take care. He takes care of his mother because he said she had a really bad car accident. So maybe because of the accident, she cannot move. She's on a wheelchair. She cannot walk. And if you cannot walk, if you cannot, move the way you used to do before, you are limited to do some stuff at home or maybe going out. So now he has to look after his mother. And there was a girl and she has to look after their siblings. By siblings, we can say that we're talking about brothers or sisters, hermanos in general. And they have to do housework. And by doing housework, it means that they have to clean, they have to cook, they have to wash the plates, they have to wash the clothing, they have to go do shopping, they have to go and buy food for the family. One of them said that they don't live with the father because father left, he left them, so it's just the two of them now. So that's why he has to help his mother, right? And sometimes he has to give her mother a massage, maybe to help her with the blood circulation. Maybe she has to do some, because she's just sitting or lying on the bed. So you really need to take care of people who are in that kind of situation. So let's listen again. And these are the questions, okay? These are the questions. Let me just take a look at something in Moodle before trying that as a quiz. Let me see. I think that will be the listening section. And that is the end of Unit 4A. I think that's all at the end of Unit 4A. Let me see. Just give me a second. Okay, so there's two kids, right? One is called Alice and the boy is called Daniel. So there's two of them. Let's listen to the audio again. What do you think? Do you need to listen again? I think you do, right? Natalia, Reese. Okay, Luisito Cabello. I think we have to listen again, right? So we can, these are the questions. Let's just go through the questions first. So we have to guess and we have to identify who of them, Alice or Daniel, have to do these kind of activities because they're helping their families. Look after their mother, looks after their brothers or brothers and sisters. Number 3, does a lot of housework, cooking, cleaning, shopping, washing. And number 4, cannot cook, is not really good at cooking. And number 5, doesn't live with their father. 6, give their mother a massage. 7, is sometimes angry with their friends. Why are they angry? And number 8, never goes out without their phone. Okay. So let me go back to the audio. Okay, I got it. Got it. Now, let's listen again.
Point 23.
There you go.
I'd like to welcome to the programme 2 of these teenagers, Alice and Daniel, who are 17 years old and who both look after members of their family. Hello, Alice.
So there's Daniel and Alice. How old are they? Natalia, do you have that? Do you grab that information? How old are they? Are really
17.
17. So they're both 17. So they're still teenagers. They're not yet 18 years old. So they still live with their parents, but they have to help them. Okay, so there's Alice and Daniel, 17 years old.
Yes. Hello, Daniel.
Hi.
Who do you look after?
I look after my mum. She has ME. It's an illness which means that she feels tired all the time and she can't walk very well. And I also look after my younger brother and sister. He's 6 and she's 4.
I look after my mum too. She had a bad car accident 7 years ago and she can't walk. I also look after my little sister.
You both do a lot of housework.
So they both help their parents. Who takes care of their young siblings? Is it Alice or Daniel?
Daniel.
Daniel, right? And why do they take care of their parents? What happened with Alice, for example? What happened with her mother? She mentioned something about her mother. She suffers an illness that makes her feel tired all the time. So imagine if you cannot even wake up from your bed, if you cannot stand on your own, you are feeling tired all the time. So that's an illness. It's not something she can control, right? So Alice helps her mother because she's ill. And what happened with Daniel? What happened with his mother?
He have a car accident.
She had a really bad car accident, so that's why she cannot move now, and she's on a wheelchair.
And I also look after my younger brother and sister.
So that's
He's
Alice.
6 and she's 4.
Mhm.
I look after my mum too. She had a bad car accident 7 years ago and she can't walk.
Mhm.
I also look after my little sister.
He also has a sister, so it's not only him and his mother. There's a little sister too.
You both do a lot of housework. What exactly do you do?
On a normal day, I get up early and I clean the house and I do the ironing. After school, I sometimes take my mum to the shops in her wheelchair. In the evening, my dad makes the dinner. I'm not very good at cooking, but I make sure my brother and sister eat their dinner and then I put them to bed.
Okay, so if we go back to the questions, oh, thank you, milady. She's already typing. Good. So the first one, looks after the mother. Okay. And then number 2, looks after brothers and sisters. I think that was Alice, right? And who does a lot of housework? Is it Alice or Daniel? Okay. So let's keep listening. Let me go back to the listening. Let's keep listening.
My day is quite similar.
That's
I
Daniel.
clean the house and iron, but I also do the cooking and the shopping. My dad left home 4 years ago, so we're on our own.
Okay, so that's Daniel. So according to the questions, there's one that says, who doesn't live with their father? So that will be Alice or Daniel. Let me see.
Dan-
That's Daniel, right? That's Daniel. He said 4 years ago, his father left. So it's just the 2 of them. And who cannot cook? Was it Daniel or Alice? One of them mentioned that
Alice.
that's Alice, right? She said, oh, I'm really bad at cooking. So who does the cooking at home? In Alice's case, is her dad, right? Her dad does the cooking and she serves the food on the plate for her siblings and then she put them to bed. So she makes sure that they eat and then they're clean and then they go to bed because they're smaller than her. Okay, keep listening. Oh, I'm sorry. Keep going.
And I clean the house and I do the ironing. After school, I sometimes take my mum to the shops in her wheelchair. In the evening, my dad makes the dinner. I'm not very good at cooking, but I make sure my brother and sister eat their dinner and then I put them to bed.
My day is quite similar. I clean the house and iron, but I also do the cooking and the shopping. My dad left home 4 years ago, so we're on our own. I take my sister to school and make sure that my mum is okay. I need to give her massages every evening.
How do you feel?
So who has to give massages to her mom on the evening because her inability to move? Is it Alice or Daniel? Okay, let's keep going.
Feel about the way you live?
I don't really mind looking after my mum. She's ill and she needs my help. But sometimes I feel a bit sad when I can't go out because there are things to do in the house. And I sometimes get angry with my school friends. They don't really understand the problems I have at home. All they think about are clothes, boys, and going out.
I enjoy what I do because I'm helping my mum and I'm helping my sister at the same time. Of course, it's true that I can't go out much because I need to spend most of my time at home. I sometimes go out with my friends, but I don't like leaving my mum on her own. I always make sure that I have my mobile. If my mum needs anything, she calls me and I go back home. It's not a problem for me. It's just part of my life.
You're both doing a great job. Thanks very much for coming on the program.
Okay, so they are really helping their families. It's not, so we cannot say that all teenagers do not help, right? As everything in life, there's some people who has to go through some very difficult situation, and that's part of their life. They said we don't mind helping our families because they really need them, right? So thank you so much. I really didn't even ask you to start doing this, but you did it already, so that's wonderful. So, but we have all the questions, we have the answers. According to the last question, question was really interesting, right? He said he never goes out without their phone because they might they might need to be in contact with their family members who cannot move or cannot do some stuff on their own, right? So they have to really look at the phone to keep in touch with their family members. Okay, now we can try it as a quiz, right? Who's sometimes angry with their friends because they don't really understand? According to Wilson, was Alice, right? She said, my friends, they don't really understand the problems I have at home because they don't have those problems, right? So they don't care, they don't mind. Okay, so let's go back to Muru. Thank you so much for helping. And now we can do the quiz. Okay. And I think that was the quiz, right? It wasn't 5A. I think I skipped 5A and I went through 5B. Let me see. Okay, that was 4A, right? Give me 1 second. 4A. Oh, that was 5C. I'm sorry. I skipped 5A. We should have done 5A before. Okay, but it's this one, right? It's 5C. Is it Alice or Daniel? Oh, it could be both of them. That's interesting. Okay, let's see. How was it? Okay, mi lady's son, Luis, is done. Okay. Let's look at Luis' attempt and how he did. Okay, good. So letter B could be both, right? When they both mention that they help, they take care of their mother, because Alice helps her mother because of her illness, and Daniel looks after his mother because of the car accident she had. So that's why number 1 is both, because they both take care of their mothers. And number 3, they do a lot of housework. Yes, because she has to take care of her siblings, and she doesn't cook, but she helps in some other ways to her dad, right? Her dad does the cooking, but she has to take care of the children like a mother. And in the case of Daniel, he has to do everything at home because they don't have a father, right? So that's why it's number 3, number 1 and number 3 is both, because they both do those activities at home. Okay, good. Excellent, guys. So now I think we can move on to the other listening test. And the other listening test is about teenagers again, just to finish about this teenager topic. But it was interesting, right? Let me see. That was 4A. That's the end of 4A. Let me see. There's another listening activity, and that is a radio program about teenage careers. Let me see if, okay. So in here, there's not gonna be like correct or incorrect answers, we must try to write and answer these questions giving as much information as possible, okay? As much as we can. So we're gonna listen about the radio program, another radio program about teenagers, about teenage careers. What reputations do teenagers have? What do thousands of teenagers have to do? How many hours do they have to help a week? So some teenagers do really have to help at home and they do a lot of work. So this is what the radio program will be discussing on this activity is 5A. I think we skipped this one. Nos saltamos. I didn't realize. I thought it was done already, but this is 5A.
2.22.
Okay.
Teenagers today have a bad reputation. People say that they are lazy and untidy and that they do very little to help their parents in the house. But there are some teenagers for whom this description is just not true at all. It is estimated that there are more than 200,000 teenagers in the UK who have to look after a member of their family, their mother or father or brother or sister. In many cases, these young helpers, or carers as they are called, have to do between 25 and 50 hours work helping in their house, as well as doing their schoolwork.
Okay, so let's try to go through the questions and answers again. What reputations do teenagers have? Mr. Nieto, what do you think, according to what we listened to? How are they described usually? What is their reputation?
They have a bad reputation.
They have a bad reputation. Why do they have a bad reputation? How do they think, how do usually people think they are? Can you type it in the chat? Writing in the chat will be really useful. In this kind of exercise, Moodle is not going to be grading by the exact right answer, by the word, how many words did you type, how do you write the verbs or vocabulary words. This is just like a listening and writing practice. So you listen and you try to add your answers given as much information as you can. So typing in the chat will really help. I think I also have this on the slides, but we can make it shorter by typing in the chat this time. Thank you, milady. They have to look after their family members. That's what thousands of teenagers have to do, right? Okay. They have to take care of their family members somehow. Okay. And the reputation, they have a bad reputation. That's what we know. But why? Okay, by saying bad reputation, which words can we use to describe how bad the reputation is? Thank you, Kateshi. Good. Okay, let's listen again. One more time. Vamos a escuchar de nuevo. Vamos.
2.22. Teenagers today have a bad reputation. People say that they are lazy and untidy and that they do very little to help their parents in the house.
Okay, so how do they are? They are lazy and untidy. What is untidy? Untidy? Tidy means organized, right? Organized, like clean, like very, they keep it nice and clean, their bedrooms. And untidy is completely the opposite. Disorganized. If tidy is clean, untidy will be not clean, right? Like they have everything messy and dirty and they are being lazy. It's like they don't want to do anything at home. ¿Cómo le diríamos nosotros en español? Someone like that.
No se bañan.
Un poquito cochinos, ¿no? Cochinitos, sucitos, things like that. That would be untidy somehow, right? So that's how bad the reputation is usually, right? But as everything in life, it doesn't apply to everyone, right? We cannot say that all of them are untidy and lazy. But that's how people think they are. Okay, that's the first one.
But there are some teenagers for whom this description is just not true at all.
It's not true. Sometimes.
It is estimated that there are more than 200,000 teenagers in the UK who have to look after a member of their family.
How many teenagers in the UK have to look after members of the family? Gabby, can you type it? They mentioned a number. How many teenagers? Juliana, do you have that information? Wendy, Damaris, can you type it in the chat? Today, teens sometimes care for the younger brothers. Yes, it happens. But but what do thousands of teenagers have to do? They have to take care of their family members, siblings. But how many? How many teenagers in the UK have to do that? Let's go back again. Let's try to have that information.
Estimated that there are more than 200,000 teenagers in the UK.
200,000. How do you write 200,000? Ahí lo quiero ver.
200,000.
Can you type it in the chat, Wilson, Gabby? How do you type 200,000? That would be interesting. That's an interesting practice. Daniela, how do you write 200,000? Ernesto, Kateshi, Natalia, Carla, let me see. Where is one? One se me fue. Oh, there is one. Okay. Okay, 200,000. That would be 200,000, like this, right? So there's an estimate number of 200,000 teenagers around the UK who have to help their family somehow.
Who have to look after a member of their family, their mother or father or brother or sister.
Or brother.
In many cases, these young helpers, or carers as they are called.
So helpers, they are called helpers because they help, that's a helper, or carers. Let me see, how do you write carers? Care is, to care is like, or to care for is like cuidar de algo, right? To take care, carers. Let me see, carers, like this. And let me see. That's career, but care. Let me see. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find the right definition. To care for something, to protect someone, or it could be to protect, to take care, to look after. Those are called helpers. To take care of someone or something, to care for someone, that would be helpers or carers. Around the UK, help their family members, right? Let me go back because I was trying to find the right definition. And then last question.
Have to do between 25 and 50 hours work helping in their house.
How many hours do they have to help a week? That's the last question. Let me go back again.
Or carers, as they are called, have to do between 25 and 50 hours work helping in their house, as well as doing their schoolwork.
Between 25 and 50 hours every week. Okay, so now we have the answers. Now I want you to please, as I said before, Moodle is not going to be like grading you by the exact amount of words, but this is a practice of like listening and writing and listening. Okay, and grabbing and trying to understand as much information as possible. This is something that I will have to grade myself. It will not be graded by Moodle. But if we take a look at one, for example, this was Juan's answers. Have a bad reputation because people say they're lazy. Thousands, how many hours? I think, I don't know if Juan gave that specific information, but if you can provide as much information as possible. Okay, let me see Juliana. Those are Juliana's answers. But you don't have to write the question again, it's just the answers, okay? So if you want to try again, try again.
Sí, mija, ahorita lo voy a hacer.
Okay, thank you. That's Wilson. Let me see. Wilson said, lazy, untidy, etc. They have to work between 25 and 50. Good. Okay. Daniela. So that is Daniela. Okay. They are untidy, lazy, they don't help. They have to look after their parents. They have to help between 25 and 50 hours per week. Okay. So these are the questions and those are the answers. Now you try. It says not yet graded because I have to read and then I have to give it a grade. Okay, I'll give you some more minutes. If you need time to finish, I'll give you 2 more minutes to do it, okay? So we can move on to the next practice. Okay. Are we ready? Can we keep on going? So that will be the end of unit 4A, and now we can finally move on to 4B. On 4B, we're going to be talking about fashion. Fashion and buying and shopping in stores, shopping online, different words related to shopping or to going shopping, which is something that we are all doing somehow, right? We might not be shopping every day or every weekend, but sometimes we have to go to buy. I mean, we have to go outside and buy, or we sometimes just go online and we buy from a site like Amazon. So there's always useful to learn new words about shopping and about fashion. Okay, so this will be some of the practices on unit 4. So we have to do a lot of work. So we better start working as soon as possible. But let me share my slides again. Welcome, Guillermo. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here.
Good morning, teacher.
Don't worry. I'm glad you're back. Guillermo, we were doing practices from unit 4A, just the end of unit 4A, and now we're moving on to 4B, okay? So let's stay with me and try to do all the practices together. Now we're going to be talking about fashion, and if you can name a fashion designer, one that you know, or maybe a fashion brand that you like, or a fashion brand you have maybe worn before, and maybe you consider it has a good quality and nice designs and pretty comfortable. which fashion designers or which brands can you name? Can you share that information in here in the slides with me? Their names. It could be about shoe brands, it could be clothing, it could be fragrance, it could be sportswear, right? For those who practice sports and you especially like a brand that you find it really comfortable to use when you're practicing football, for example, or basketball, or maybe some people like to go training and they like to run, and in order to run more comfortable, they use a specific kind of shoes, for example. Okay, can you share that information in here like this? I like a shoe brand called Dr. Schultz. As I am a teacher, I like to wear like very comfortable shoes. Dr. Schultz is a shoe brand. I think it's like this. I think it's like this, Dr. Schultz brand. I don't know if you have ever heard of these shoes before. For people in the medical profession, they usually like to wear comfortable shoes, right? And this one is called Dr. Schultz. Any other fashion designers or brands that you like? Women, we love handbags, right? We love handbags and purses. Forever 21. Oh, I love Forever 21. I've known Forever 21 for like more than 25 years, and it's fashionable. It's not that expensive. In the US, it's not expensive. And here it might be a little bit expensive. But now we have many brands, many American brands in Ecuador, right? I think in Mall del Sol, they do even have Old Navy. Mall del Sol has already H&M, right? I think they just opened a store, an H&M store. I think the first one was open in San Marino, I think, like 2 years ago. And now they have a H&M in Mall del Sol too, right? Let me see, H&M. H&M. Okay, that's one that I like too. It's not that expensive and it's really nice. Good, Daniela. I love Forever 21 too, since I was very young. Okay, Levi's. Levi's has beautiful, if you want to wear, if you want to wear a very good quality jean, Levi's is like one of the best brands, right, Juliana? Natalia says Sarah. Yes, Sarah is like a highly styled fashion design brand, right? It's not like Forever 21, for example. It's like more upscale design. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive too. Okay, Bershka. Yeah, Bershka is nice too. It's from the same company as Zara, but not as expensive as Zara, I think. Yeah, but it's really nice clothing. Okay, good. So thanks for sharing your favorite brands. Now, I am going to ask you something else, talking about brands and fashion. We're gonna read to this. We're gonna make this reading practice, and this is Linda Sierak. She might be European because of her last name. And she's a fashion designer. She makes very exclusive clothes for women. She has made clothes for many celebrities, including members of the British royal family. For example, Kate Middleton and Sarah Ferguson, whose wedding dress she designed, and actresses like Helen Mirren. So she's a very famous fashion designer, Mrs. Sierak, right? So this is an interview that she went through some time ago. And these are some questions she was asked and some of the questions she provided in the interview. So Guillermo, can you start with the first question? her first interview question. Did you always want to be a designer? And what did she answer?
Not at all. When I was at school, I had problems reading, and later I was just diagnosed and
Diagnosed.
dyslexic.
Okay.
After school, I did a secretary course, and then I got a job at Vogue magazine.
Vogue magazine.
I love it, and there I realized that what I wanted to do was design clothes.
Okay, good. So that's the first question she was asked, right? Did she always want to be a fashion designer? No, not at all. She said no. In school, she had problems because she was diagnosed with being dyslexic. I don't know if I have a therapist, a speech therapist or an education therapist in here. I think I don't. But dyslexic disorder is like people who cannot read, or they cannot identify letters by sounds, and it's difficult for them to read because they cannot relate sounds and how letters are written. So it's something that it makes them difficult to learn, right? So since she's had this kind of issues when she was small, she never believed she could be a fashion designer, right? But then as she said she got a job at Vogue magazine. Vogue magazine is a very famous magazine, a fashion magazine, and that's when she realized she wanted to do fashion designing. Okay, question number 2. Let me see. Juliana, can you read number 2? Why do you think people like you like your clothes?
Why do you think people like your clothes?
Being
a female designer has many advantages. Space. My customers leave the studio feeling $1 million.
To feel like $1 million is like to feel like a star, to feel like those famous, beautiful, amazing women, right? To feel like $1 million, to feel like you are a goddess, una diva, una diosa, like that. Okay, and actually customers or people who buy their clothes really love the way she designs, right? They feel like beautiful in their clothes. Question number 3, what nationality do you think has the best fashion sense? And what did she answer, Kateshi? What nationality do you think has the best fashion sense? I mean, the best fashion designers are from? Can someone read the question and the answer? Gabby, maybe, or I don't know, Natalia, Daniela, Wilson. Wilson's face.
What nationality do you think
Thank
has the best fashion sense? Probably the Italians.
Yeah, the Italian designers are famous because of they have like a beautiful, I mean, they have a one of the best fashion senses, right? Fashion styles, the best of the best. Designers are recognized to be Italians, right? We have Dolce & Gabbana. I think Dolce & Gabbana are Italians, right? Well, and some others. Next question. Have you ever been to a fancy dress party? And what did she say, Damaris? And thank you, Carlita.
I had fancy dress parties, but I can remember one when I was 10.
Okay, so she was very small when she had a fancy, very elegant. A fancy dress is an elegant dress, really elegant. Okay, and then they asked her, right? Have you ever been to a fancy dress? And she said, yes, when I was 10. So she was a child, right? She was just 10 years old. What did you go as? Juan, so what did she say about that question? Juanito. Mr. Nieto, can you read that one? What did you go as? So she was dressed as. It's question 1, 2, 3, 4. Question number 5.
My mother made me and my younger sister dress as a read room. I was the read room.
Okay, so her mother made her and her younger sister, so she had a sister, she designed a bride dress. A bride es un vestido de novia, a bride dress. And the bridegroom would be el novio, ¿no es cierto? So bride is la novia and bridegroom is el novio, right? And you know that for weddings, the bride wears a white dress, right? Very nice white dress. And the bridegroom usually wears a suit, right? Un terno, a very fancy suit. And it could be black. Sometimes it has a tie, but that's what they were dressed as when they went to the fancy party. And next question. Gabby, can you keep reading? Thank you. Have you ever met Yes.
Have you ever met someone who was wearing exactly the same as you?
And what is he said?
Never, thank goodness. I am lucky because I can choose from a large selection of our collection each season.
Okay. Has it ever happened to you that you go to a party and there's someone wearing the same dress? The same exactly dress as the one you're wearing. ¿Les ha pasado? It happened to me once, many years ago, a long time ago, when I was in high school, and they had these like prom parties, estas fiestas así como de fin de curso, that everybody goes with a fancy dress. I was wearing a burgundy dress, and then I was feeling like $1 million, right? I was like 17 years old. And then I saw another girl with the same dress, and I wanted to disappear. Quería que la tierra se abra y me trague, meterme así y desaparecer. I felt horrible. And the whole party, I was trying to avoid being close to the girl so people would not realize that we were wearing the same dress. So it happened to me. But she said, no, never. Thank goodness. Right? Gracias a Dios. She said, it has never happened to me because she has a lot of clothing, right? She has a large selection of clothing that she can choose from because she's a fashion designer, but I wasn't a fashion designer. Have you ever fallen over because of you were wearing very high heels? Has it ever happened to you? No, never. So Carla, what did she answer to that question?
Can you repeat the question, please, miss?
In the interview, she was asked, have you ever fallen over because you were wearing very high heels? Estos tacos gigantes, así, like this.
I don't like much the high heels.
Yeah, I don't like it either. But according to the interview, she said, I've never fallen over. Nunca me he caído, she said. I've never fallen over. But once I had to take off my shoes in the middle of a reception of the House of Lord. Maybe shoes were not comfortable and she had to remove them, right? And what do you do? They asked her. I walk out into the street in bare feet, con los pies descalzos. Bare feet is without shoes. And jump into a taxi. So she just ran away. And the two last questions. Have you ever designed clothes for a man? Yes, I have, she said. When was it? It was when I was studying at the London College of Fashion. I designed my first men wears collection shirts, trousers, and leather jackets. He didn't need to buy any clothes that year. Okay. So that's the interview, and this is some of the new words. A fancy dress, an elegant dress, high heels, tacones, high heels, bare feet, without shoes, no shoes. Leather, what's it in leather? Leather is something, it's a kind of material used for to do jackets or shoes or belts are made of leather. It would be cuero, I think, in Spanish. Customers, people who buy different products, customers. So this might be some of the new words. A wedding dress, el vestido de novia, right? The white, beautiful dress. Now, what do we have to do with this reading? So this is just a reading activity, but we have this information that is related to the answer she provided on the reading activity. So read the interview again, that's why we were reading each of the questions, and then complete the gaps with A to F. So on the reading, there are some missing gaps, right? Había unos espacios en blanco, no sé si los vieron. Okay, so within the missing gaps, we have to squeeze these options A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, that's why I had even the letters in here, but these are the options. Letter A. Let me see. Ernesto, can you read the options? A, B, C, D, E, or F. Ernestito.
They are something under same color is naturally then.
But is it this one? Can you see my screen? It's practice squeeze 1C. Read the interview, complete the gaps with A to F. So what is it, the first one? A. I absolutely hated dressing as a man. That's the first statement. Letter B. I really understand how women want to feel. Letter C. My boyfriend at the time was very lucky. D. My feet were killing me. E. The only things I enjoy were the art and sewing. F. They are so chic and their sense of color is so natural to them. So these are some of the statements that will be placed into the missing gap information. Okay, so where should they go? 1, 2, the first one is on the first question, there's one missing gap. Number 2 has another missing gap. So each of the questions within the interview has some missing information and it's related to these options. Okay, so let's read again and let's try.
I don't understand this activity.
Yes,
Please.
I know. It's hard. It's hard. So once we read, I don't know if you notice on each of the questions, there's one gap, one number. For example, when they ask her, do you always want to be a fashion designer? And she said, no, not at all. When I was at school, she was diagnosed with dyslexia, right? So she had problems when learning. And that's number 1. So number 1 is related to one of these statements. If she had problems when she was a little girl when she was trying to learn, and which of these statements would belong to this answer? Then she said, after school, I did a secretarial course, and then I got a job at Vogue magazine. I love it. And there I realized that what I wanted to do was design clothes. So is it related to A, B, C, D, E, or F? What do you think? And this information is related to this answer. Since she had problems when learning because she was dyslexic, what did she realize? When she started working at Vogue magazine, she realized that she had problems reading, but she was good at designing clothing, right? So she realized that she had that talent, even though she was dyslexic and couldn't learn well at school, she could become a fashion designer. So what was that thing that she realized that she enjoyed doing? ¿A cuál de estos se podrá relacionar? So it's related to that answer.
It's difficult because the style interview has a number.
Yes.
And the frequency has
a letter.
A letter, so it's difficult.
Yeah, I know it's difficult. So we have to match by using the letter. And these letters belong to these statements.
So if the A is the one, maybe, or I don't know what is the match.
What do you have? You have to match the letter that belongs to the statement according to her answer on the first question.
Which number?
No, with the letter. That's why I added the letters in here. That's why I have
For
A.
example, the number one is the A.
Yes.
Okay.
But it
Okay.
could be A, it could be B, it could be C, it could be D.
The
it could be
first
E.
question is
Yes.
is letter A.
It could be letter A, but it's not really letter A. Because why is not letter A? Because she said, I absolutely hated dressing as a man. Is it related to the answer she gave on the first one?
Yes, o sea,
Not
yo
really.
relaciono las preguntas con las letras A, B, C,
Ajá.
D, E, F, ya. Pero las respuestas obviamente no van a ir en ese orden.
No,
sino que-
obviously not. Yeah.
Entonces
That's why-
era la parte que yo no entendía, porque o sea,
Ajá.
yo digo, ¿cómo saben que la pregunta es A? ¿Cómo saben que la pregunta es B? Entonces, ¿cómo lo relaciono? Eso es lo que no entendía, pero ya ahorita me quedo claro.
Yeah, but it's not really A, B, C. It could be D, it could be E, it could be F. So that's why we have to go through each of these different options so we can try to match and according to the context, también es el contexto. No, aquí no es el verbo ni que cómo está conjugado.
Exactly.
Es la
Because
comprensión.
Where is
more-
the question F?
It's
Letter
more
F.
easy
Letter
because you
A.
have a numbers.
Exactly. I mean, but the number is really small. That's why it makes it difficult. Because there is a very small number.
Yes, it's more difficult.
Yeah, but I try to add the letters in here. So since it's editable, you can just drag the letter. You can, if it's B, you place one B, for example. You move the letter.
Exactly.
If D, that's why I added the letters in here so we can make it easy. And I divided the reading section and the reading activity into 2 slides because there was going to be too much information on just one slide. That's why I make it.
The question with the letter F is, have you ever fallen over because you were wearing very
High heels. Yeah.
High heels.
Uh-huh.
Is, okay, is letter F, for example.
Okay. Yeah, that could be F. But that's why we're going in order, right? So let's try to do it 1, 2, 3. So we don't like go crazy. So what could be the first one? Number 1. What do you think?
The first, es que aquí, cuando yo lo abro aquí, se ve muy pequeño. Déjeme ampliar la imagen que usted está compartiendo.
Then you can make it bigger. Yeah, try to make it bigger.
Yeah, the first.
In the first question.
The
Do you always want to be a designer? Not really. She said no. She never even thought about becoming a fashion designer because she was dyslexic in school. But when she started to work at Vogue magazine, she realized that she liked art and designing. So what could be the first statement? Oh my God, it's done. Oh my God, all of a sudden it's done. Excellent, Kateshi, Milady, Luis. So I think it's somehow, I know it's not easy. So why is it E, Wilson? What do you think? One, I'm sorry, number
F.
Okay, let me go back again. So number 1, what is it? Number one is, but you're writing the letter and you shouldn't write the letter. You should write the number in here. The letter should go in here so you can move it. For example, let me go back. Number 1. Yes.
In the exercise in the Moodle, they have numbers.
Yes.
I think in the diapositivas it's missing the numbers. Maybe that is the confusion.
Yeah. I try to add the letters in the reading so we can like just add the letter into the missing gap like this. But on the slides it should be the numbers instead of the letters. You're right. So instead of writing E or B or A or D or C, you should write the number in here, right? I know Wilson and Luis and Daniela had already I mean, they did it already, but if they should write, they should type the numbers. So then it will make it easier to match 1D to A. Okay, let's try again. Let's try again. So number 1, which would be number 1? A, B, C, D, E, or F?
A.
E. E, right? Okay, why E? Good. E is fine.
The only thing that enjoying there were art and civics. Right?
She realized that since she was dyslexic, she realized she could do art, right? She could do something related to art and designing. So that's why number 1 is letter E. Okay, I was correct. I was retyping on Wilson's answer because he already was working on this. What about number 2? Why do you think people like your clothes? And then that's number 2. Being a female designer has many advantages. My customers leave the studio feeling like $1 million. So that will actually be what do her customers feel like $1 million? Why? Why is it something that makes her feel special to them? Because you really understand how women want to feel. And that's why Mr. Nieto write letter B. But instead of writing letter B, it should be number 2, right? Luis. Then it's fine. I mean, the options were fine, but it's that we have to type the numbers in here. Good. Thank you, milady. Thank you, Wilson. What about the next one? Let me see. Let's keep on going. What is the number 3? What nationality do you think has the best fashion sense? And she said probably the Italians. Why the Italians?
Because the Italians, they are so chic and their sense of color is so natural to them.
Excellent, excellent. So then number 3 is letter F. Okay, good. We got it. Number 4. Let's keep on number 4. Let's go to number 4. Number 4. What do you go has to the fancy party? My mother made me and my younger sister dress a bride and a bridegroom. I was the bridegroom. So number 4 is actually A. And because she said I absolutely hated dressing as a man. Also number 4, letter A is number 4. Okay, it's not really number 5, it's number 4. Okay, good. So 4A, and then next one, 5. Let's keep on moving. Let me see. Have you ever fallen over because you were wearing high heels? Yes, I've fallen over once. I had to take off my shoes in the middle of a reception at the House of Lords. So number 5 is related to which of these statements? A, B, C, D, E, or F? What do you think? I think milady gave the answer, but that wasn't really the number, right? Number 5 is this, right, milady? My feet were killing me. Yes. Why is it letter D? Because she said that she didn't fall over, but she had to take them off because maybe they were hurting her feet, right? She was in pain, so she had to remove her shoes in the middle of a reception. Sometimes it happens. If your feet are killing you, you have to take off your shoes, right? And then let me see. We have one more. I think that's number 6, right? Number 6, that's the last one. When was it? Have you ever designed clothes for a man? And she said, yes, I have. When was it? It was when I was studying in London College of Fashion. I designed my first menswear collection, shirts, trousers, or leather jackets. He didn't he didn't need to buy any clothes that year. So who is it related to? Who is she talking about? About her boyfriend, yes. Why he was lucky? He was very lucky because he didn't have to buy any clothing because she has designed a whole collections on men's wear. Okay, good. Is it better like this? Okay, that was the confusion, right? Because of the letters and the
Numbers.
questions and the number. Yes, sometimes, I mean, sometimes these kind of questions might be really hard. I added the letters in here so we can just drag it, but then I did it like this. But now we have all the answers. Now we can go back to Moodle, finally, and we can try to finish the activity as a quiz. But I didn't want you to try it as a quiz all of a sudden. Then it would have been a disaster. That's why I wanted to do this like this before. And then we can go back to Moodle. Now it should be easier like this. This is reading comprehension, but it might be hard. As you learn more tenses, more language, more words, readings become more complex too. Okay, so it's the same practice. And in here, that's why I added the letters on the reading, because in here you have to just add the letter into the number. I absolutely hated dressing as a man. That is the letter A, and letter A goes with statement. But now you have the slides too, right? So when she said, I absolutely hated dressing as a man, that was A, B, C, D, E, or F. And then
A.
So that was A, right? So number 4 is letter A, like this, right? And then I really understand how women want to feel. So what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6?
B.
Okay. So, that's number 2 is letter B, right? And then number 3 was letter
F.
F, and that's regarding, this relates to the Italian designers, right? Okay, and what about number 4?
6 is C.
6 is C. Okay, so then you drag the letter in here. And what about number 1?
Number 1 is
E, right? E, okay. And then number 5 was
D.
D. But we have to understand why do these letters belong with the numbers, right? Before trying. It's not like just guessing by guessing. It's really trying to understand the reading. It's reading comprehension. And these are again, but in here, the reading is really small. You see, it's really small. It doesn't show all the words. So that's why I do it on the slides. But we're done. We did it. Lo logramos. Okay. Good. Ernesto is still trying, Jessica, Wendy, and Luis. Okay. But we conquered. We did it. Okay. That was a hard one. It was a hard one. It wasn't an easy one. But then if you face this kind of reading comprehensions in the exam, then you have practiced before and you know how to handle them. Okay. Now, let's go back to my slides. I need to show you something else before moving in to something different. And this is about language again. This is not reading, but this is about language structures. The last one we learned was about present perfect, right? And what is the difference between present perfect and past simple? It's not really the same. How are they different? Milady, can you read the differences between present perfect and simple past? Thank you, Milady.
Yeah, Miss.
Can you read it?
Present perfect,
Mm-hmm.
simple past.
Mm-hmm. Why is it different? I mean, what are the differences between present perfect and simple past? In which situations we might have to use present
¿Leo
perfect?
los dos o solo la que dice simple past?
Can you read both? Only the first one. The first.
Todas.
Yeah.
Okay. It using to express unfinished event say start in the past and continuing to the present.
And simple past.
It using to express finished event.
Okay, finished event. So what is the difference? Present perfect allows you to express actions that started in the past but continue to the present. I have lived in Guayaquil since 1978. So that's something that it started in the past when I was born, but I am still living in the city because I'm still alive. So that's why I'm using present perfect. I have been living in Guayaquil all my life, right? It started when I was born, but I am still living in the city. I haven't moved and I'm not dead yet, right? I'm still alive. So that's the difference. Simple past is just to talk about actions that started in the past and finished in the past. I went to the movies yesterday. I went to the movies, I watched the movie finished, and that action is done. I'm not watching movies now. I watched it yesterday, and that was finished in the past. Okay, that's the difference. It is used to express finished events in someone's life. If the person is still alive, she has been teaching since 2012. She started teaching in 2012, but she's still teaching now. She started working in, I don't know, she started working at her job since 1990. So it started in the past, but she's still working in the same company. But the past is used to express finished events in someone's life. If the person is dead, he was born in Guayaquil in 1951. He was born, but now he passed away. He's not living any longer. Ya se murió. So that's something that happened in the past, but now he's not actually living in the present time. It is used to express finished event that happened in the past and impact on the event that is now continuing. We can reach Paul by phone. Have you seen him? So that could be something that started in the past, but it might be still happening now. But past tense is used to express finished events that is not result in the present time. But this is just the theory. Este es solamente como la parte teórica de todo esto. But what is it really relevant is to use it in context, in real life. How will you use this present perfect and simple past? So this is one of the practices that I always like to share with you. And it's a very small activity. Let me share that activity in the chat. Okay. Can you access the last link I just shared in the chat? And now I don't want to share my screen. Can you share your screen? ¿Quién comparte la pantalla? Wilson.
Sí, yo puedo compartir.
Juliana, thank you. So you can do it on your own. I want you to practice. Everybody can access the slides. Can access the link. So we can all practice, okay? Now Juliana is helping me. Okay, good. Thank you, Juliana. And we'll go through each of the different statements. Okay, this is present perfect versus past simple time.
Sí sabe, ¿verdad?
Yes, yes, very clear. And then you click on start.
Empiezo. Okay.
And there they are. So which of these actions can be related to finish time, algo que ya Comenzó en el pasado, terminó en el pasado, se acabó. It's no longer happening now. And which of these can be related to unfinished
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? I went to the park 2 weeks ago. I went to the park and that was over. Se acabó. 2 weeks ago, I'm not in the park anymore.
In 2014.
Okay. In 2014.
Last week.
Okay, last week. Good, Guillermo. Good. But I want you to do it too at home, wherever you are. Do it.
10 years ago.
10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was 12 years old and now I'm 22 because that was 10 years ago. Okay. Anything else?
In the last
When
2
I
days.
was younger.
In the last 2 days. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Anything else?
When I was younger.
Yesterday.
Yesterday, good. When I was younger, good. When I was younger, I used to go to the beach. I don't know. But that was when I was younger, a long time ago. Okay, and then which of these expressions can be used in
Recently.
perfect? Recently. Recently.
Today.
Today. Okay.
It's my life. It's my
This
life.
week. This week. This month.
This week. This month.
In my
When
life.
I was a child.
My life.
Good,
I am
Wilson.
on my life.
Wendy, Juliana, let me see. Let's
My
check.
life.
It doesn't have to be perfect. If we make a mistake, we can still check the answers. No se trata de que usted no se equivoque en nada. Uy, tiene todo bien. No, that's not the idea. If you make a mistake, it's fine. That's why we're learning. And then you can check, you can press on mostrar respuestas, show answers. So if you want to see if you had a wrong answer, where was the wrong answer? So in the last 2 days, it's not really something that might already happen and finish, okay? And when I was a child, that's past, okay? Because you're not a child anymore. Ya no somos niños, right? We're talking about the past. Now you can press on respuestas correctas. Clicking there. And then they will switch, right? And then they'll show you which of the answers were in the right place, right? So finish time, past simple, 10 years ago, when I was a child, yesterday in 2004, when I was younger, 2 weeks ago, last week. Todo esto se relaciona al pasado. Acciones que ya comenzaron en el pasado y se terminaron en el pasado y no está sucediendo ahorita. Unfinished time, this week, today, in my life, recently, in the last 2 days, this month, in 2023. Why 2023? Because 2023 is not finished yet. Aún no se termina, ¿no? Aún estamos en el 2023. So, okay, good. That was just one. Now, Juliana, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, there's another practice. Hay otra más. Let me see. Let me go back. That was practice 1, and then let me share.
¿Ya deja de compartir mis?
Yes, please, because
Okay.
I have another one. I have one more practice. Let me show you. Just give me 1 second. You can stop sharing your screen now so I can share it in the chat. Okay, thank you, Juliana. Now there's another link, the last link. Ahora, ¿quién comparte? Wilson, Milady, Daniela, Natalia, Gaby, Wendy, Luis, Ernesto. Okay.
I'm connected with myself.
Don't worry. Don't worry. If you cannot, but whoever can, si hay alguien que sí puede and wants to help, that would be great. So we can all practice.
I can miss.
Excellent, Gaby. Thank you. Porque imagínense qué aburrido. Ay, solamente la Miss comparte la pantalla. Nunca nos dejaban compartir. Solo ella hacía todo. No. I want you to practice. Okay, good. How many times, and these are the different options. Were you, have you been, has you been, was you to New York?
Have to.
Okay. A, B, C, or
Have A, B.
Have you been?
B.
Good. How many times have you been to New York? Oh, I have been like once or twice. Okay. Last July, they, A, B, C, or D?
D.
Have spent. C, D.
Sí.
So that was last
D.
July.
Letter D.
Spent.
Yes, sí.
Sí.
Okay, okay. There's A,
Okay.
B, C, D.
They spent.
Don't worry. Okay, so which is the one? Spent. That's past tense. Okay. His parents, yesterday, the word yesterday. That's a keyword. Es una palabra clave. Yesterday. So that's the past. Not really happening now, something that they were here, but they left. That was yesterday. So A, B, C, or D.
Was. Letter C.
But if we're talking about parents, it's more than one people, right? It's plural.
Were, miss. His parents were here.
Good, good. Letter D, right?
Were.
Okay.
Letter D.
Gabby. Okay. Okay, so that letter D was the right option. His parents were here today. I mean, yesterday. They to Germany when he only 4. Okay. This one is not easy. When he was only 4, right?
Letter A.
It could be A, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's write A. Yes, they went to Germany when he was only 4. So that was in the past, not happening now. And this is a question. You watched any films last night? That last night, that's a key word. That's past tense.
Is that watch?
Have a letter.
Wilson, do you say A, B, C, or D?
C.
The watch.
B.
Sí.
Did you, right? Because that's past tense. B. Because you're not writing watch the with ed because you're using the auxiliary form. Did you watch, right? Good. Last
didn't
Friday.
see. Letter
Last
D.
Friday. Let me see.
D. See letter D.
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 D. Letter
Right?
Sí.
Right? Because when it says not, that means that it's a negative statement. Good. He, Africa, he died 2 years ago. So that's past tense. It's not present perfect. Because it said it happened 2 years ago.
Never visit.
Letter A. No. Letter C.
No.
Letter C.
Sí.
Which
C.
one?
Letter C.
Okay.
Never visit.
They never visited Abraham. He died 2 years ago. Annette, many books, and she's writing another one now. So that's something that she started writing, but she's still writing. So that's present perfect, right? Not past, because she's still writing. She started writing, but she's still writing. She's writing another book.
B.
Letter C.
Asegura B.
Thank you, Wilson. Annette.
Letter A. A.
Okay. But it says that she's still writing another one now.
B.
Me.
Okay, let's try B.
Has writing.
She has written many books and she's writing another one now. So that was B. Good. Him in the hospital 3 times this month. So she's still visiting him.
A.
I.
A, right? I have visited him in the hospital 3 times this month because he's still in the hospital. Okay, one more. They live in that town. And they're still living there because it says they live in that town and for many years, but they're still living in the town.
Letter D.
Mhm. They have lived there for many years. Good. One more. Fatima is from Ethiopia. Because she lives in Ethiopia, she has never seen snow, right? Because it doesn't snow in Ethiopia because of the weather. The weather is very, very hot and humid, right? So it would be letter B. She has never seen snow in her life. Okay, good. Christopher Columbus, and that was in 1492. So that was a long time ago, past.
B, letter B.
All
right.
He arrived in America in 1492. Ya pasó hace, okay, it's not happening now. In my life, uy, Dios mío, qué triste. Never, that's sad. I never.
Never have.
Never have.
Never,
Letter B.
but it's not letter B, it's letter C, right? Have in past participles.
Okay.
It becomes had. Yeah, I have never had ice cream in my life. That's why I said it's really sad. 2 days ago, that was in the past time. I met my friend 2 days ago. Well, now it's a friend, and 2 days ago, well, that was a quick friendship. Okay. And then, one more. This is a question. The game last Saturday. Okay, that's past tense. Last Saturday.
B.
Did you win that game last Saturday? Good. Okay. One more. It looks like new again. It looks new again. So now it looks new. But the word
just clean.
They have just cleaned the car. It looks new again. Good, Carla. So the word yet, it means that it's present perfect. Yet, for, since, her lunch, because she's still eating. She hasn't finished, right? Sue hasn't finished her lunch yet, I think. But she has yet finished her lunch.
A.
I think it's A. Yeah. Hasn't, because we're talking about Sue and it's a girl. Good. I already made my bed. Okay. If I'm talking about myself, okay, it should be I have, right? I have already made my bed. So that would be letter B. And that's it, right? And we have done a lot of practice. And this is useful. And now I think now that we're done with these practices, let's go for a little break. Well, we deserve a break. We have been working hard. And by the time we come back from the break, we will go through these grammar practices. This is like the theory about the differences between present perfect and past simple. And this is something I wanted to play with you. It's called word puzzle. Es como una sopa de letras in Spanish. And these are some verbs in past participle. And then we had to work on grammar and then vocabulary, and there's still a lot to do. But we deserve a break. Nos merecemos, ¿no es cierto?